Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we're taking a look at the track Watching Over You by the Swedish rock band Smash Into Pieces. This is the fourth single to be released from what I'd imagine will be their upcoming 8th studio album. No title, no date yet, but this is often what they do. They'll release a string of singles and then all of a sudden they'll make an album announcement, and they've actually released a string of different tracks over the past few months that really kind of show towards this idea. So far we've had 6 Feet Under, which had this very 2000s Evanescence feel, was also featured on Melody Festivalen, which was kind of the run-up for the Swedish entry for Eurovision, and they actually came third on that. Then we had The Tide with these much more crashing sounds really coming in, really giving it this powerful feel, almost like a tsunami of sound coming in. And then we did have Flow as well with much heavier tones, and we have seen the band continue to play with their story, really showing in their previous video the corruption of APOC, and maybe we're returning to this Arcadia era after they were able to disconnect from their previous album and really escape it. It feels like the VR world is almost taking over again from the videos we have seen recently. And it always makes their music so much more interesting. The fact that you have this underlying storyline of APOC, the Apocalypse DJ, who is actually their drummer. We've really seen this development, and it really adds an extra element to their music videos because it has this story built in. It really fits a lot of the lyrics, a lot of the music around these ideas, playing with different sounds. And I love how these most recent singles have really shown a bit of variation in the actual sound. And I'm curious to see if this track is going to add a different edge to the music they have been releasing recently. So will this be a track to keep a watchful eye on or simply turn a blind eye to? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds. So already with this track we can see a bit of a variance in the opening, again going for that softer guitar sound, something they've used in previous tracks, gives it almost this Wild West style feeling, coming in with the electronic drums as well, and we can see it continuing where the last video almost left off, with APOC in the container after he's been corrupted almost. And I like how straight away we kind of get reference to games and things like that. My lights are on but nobody's home, almost like you've got power being provided but you're not actually there. Maybe the corruption of APOC as well, that he's kind of, the lights are on here but it's not him that's in control almost. I follow wherever you go, I can't go on forever alone. So it has a much darker tone I do feel to this track. It's almost kind of a little bit stalkerish almost, and walking into the unknown. You're kind of just obsessing over this person almost. What about you and me? What is reality? Is this a sign of insanity? So you can really see these more melodic elements really coming into the chorus. That drowning in my favourite game, every night is all the same. So these rhyming lyrics again adding great flow to the track. The idea of life in deja vu, like you're living this cycle almost that's constantly coming in. I'm watching over you. So it could look at the element of a guardian angel or something like that. You're really trying to protect somebody, but it could also have this much darker tone in the fact of you're kind of almost obsessing over somebody or stalking them, doing anything to keep them safe. This is all I do. I'm watching over you. So I'm not almost in your company. I'm almost in the background watching for this. And so it could also be tying in the idea of APOC on the hunt for somebody. He's trying to kind of track somebody down. We have seen this development with this introduction of this female character. Not too sure what her role is just yet, so that may come in and it may tie in with the development of the story the band have been kind of teasing over recent videos. I'm watching over you. Oh, I'm watching over you. I'm crawling, I'm sick of it all. No one's around, nobody to call. I'm falling, I'm burning it down. Can't face it now, I'm too underground. What about you and me? So we can constantly see this more melodic sound coming in with just very strong guitars that are really coming through just to add that edgy element to the actual track. And I like how we've got so many references to the idea almost of Arcadia. We've got I'm drowning in my favourite game, this deja vu, almost like living this level over and over, and it's something they've explored with this VR styling as well that we have seen from past videos. So everything is tying maybe towards going back into the game, trying to hunt something down or chase something down. But I just love the way that we can really see this almost like ambiguity to this track. I'm not really sure whether it's this idea of a guardian angel or whether it is this more stalkerish, darker nature. It's probably something that's going to uncover itself in the future. But I like how it's still kind of keeping that distance, showing that I'm watching over you, but I'm not actually contacting you. So almost like you're hunting something down for information. You're trying to keep somebody safe. So really showing that through a lot of the lyrics, and really just Chris Adam again just bringing in these very strong vocal deliveries, switching between these more aggressive tones and something much softer when we go into things such as the pre and post chorus.
I'm watching over you. Oh, I'm watching over you. When you're asleep, I'm taking it slow. 'Cause I'll be here, I can't let go. There's nothing I would rather do than spend the night together with you. I'm drowning in my favorite game. I'm watching over you. I'm drowning in my favorite game. Every night is all the same. Life in deja vu. I'm watching over you. I'll follow every move you make. Anything to keep you safe. That is all I do. I'm watching over you. I'm watching over you. Oh, I'm watching over you.
Okay, so with the visuals, we can really see this character almost watching Apoc. So it may add another element, maybe from this third person that is almost watching over him, watching what he does. We can really see that idea, then the idea of kind of coming together. So almost that love interest, then spend the night together with you. There's nothing I would rather do. But again, just showing this idea of when you're asleep, I take it slow because I'll be here, I can't let go. So that obsessiveness really coming in, really going more for that stalker element than the guardian angel that I was initially thinking towards. And I like how as we move towards the final choruses, we start to see the layering of vocals, things like that, and really just go into this bridge that kind of builds the song up and really continues to give it power. Not as much power as we have seen on some of their other tracks, but certainly just adding another strong element and continuing to build on the band's story. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's quite as strong as some of the tracks that we have heard, such as 6 Feet Under and probably Flow as well. I think both of those were probably stronger than this track. It did have much more of a hook to this track though, a bit more repetitive in the lyrics, but certainly kind of brought you along with that very melodic sound coming in from the guitars and a very steady pacing from the drums as well. I just didn't think the lyrics kind of stood out quite as much as some of those other tracks, but great to see them blending in lots more styles and continuing to just make those two songs sound the same in the stylings of them, and I really do like that coming in from the band, and I'm really curious to see if it is going to form part of an album, all these tracks they've been releasing. I do imagine it would. They're a band that work very hard and push out a lot of music, but never really drop on the quality of their music, which is probably the most impressive thing about them, but certainly another great track to add to their repertoire. So that will be everything for today's video, but as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. How do you feel it lives up to some of the tracks that we have heard so far, whether it be Flow, The Tide or 6 Feet Under? I would love to know your thoughts. And as always, if you'd like to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next audio analysis.